He is suffocating in regret. At this moment, while you read this, he is thinking about how he let everything slip through his fingers. The memories of you two don't leave his mind. He revisits every conversation, every laugh you shared, and the pain of loss is unbearable. He said he needed space, but the truth is that he doesn't know how to deal with his own vulnerability. He wants to scream everything he feels, but shyness paralyzes him. While you sleep, this person is awake at night, reliving the moments that marked your history. He can't find anyone who makes his heart race like you did. He can be surrounded by people, but deep down he feels alone. And you know this because you felt a growing void since the day he walked away. You notice he tries to move on, but the distractions don't work. He goes to parties, talks to other people, but that only makes the pain worse. You felt it when he began to drift away, when the interest that was once so intense cooled down. You weren't imagining it. It was real. What this person really feels is a mixture of guilt and longing. He has an insatiable urge to call you, but the fear of what you might say stops him. He worries if you still care, or if you've already moved on. He wonders how you are with someone else, if someone occupies his place. He watches your social media, but doesn't have the courage to interact. Every like you receive cuts him like a knife. He feels that he was unfair to you. He knew he should have talked more, been more clear, but the truth is that he let himself be carried away by insecurity and a pride that leads nowhere. He hides that he deeply regrets walking away, and that deep down, he wishes he had done everything differently. Meanwhile, you remain here trying to understand what happened. You find yourself thinking about him, analyzing every little gesture, every word spoken with a tone of farewell. It is an internal battle. It is never easy to deal with uncertainty, and each day the feeling of abandonment intensifies. You wish he had at least tried, and there he is, paralyzed by fear. He is missing the chance to talk to you, to be honest, and to fix what broke. Time is passing, and that scares him. He knows that the longer he waits, the more distant you may become. He listens to songs that remind him of you and wonders if you also feel something when hearing the same songs. The truth is, he has already imagined what it would be like to meet you again. All this time, he fantasized about sincere conversations, about apologizing, and maybe even a new beginning. But when the moment comes, he hesitates. The fear of what you might feel or think is greater than the desire to run to you. And here you are, hoping that he will change. In reality, you are waiting for a sign, a word that convinces you that he still cares. But what if he never speaks? What if his pride keeps him trapped in this spiral of regret? What if time just continues to push you further apart, without a single word more? You already knew that, didn't you? This person is drowning in regret. He thinks about you, and it is not just a simple memory. Each passing day, every moment he tries to ignore you, the truth knocks on the door of his conscience with the force of a hurricane. While you sleep, he is there, awake, reliving each moment you spent together, wondering where it all went wrong. He said he needed time and space, but the reality is that he needs courage. Courage to deal with the truth he even hides from himself. He misses you. Absence, he doesn't just move on. He tries, but nothing replaces what you had. He gets lost in his own solitude, surrounded by people, but feels more alone than ever. And you know this because you felt the weight of that absence too. You noticed the changes in his behavior, the way he distanced himself. You noticed the messages left unanswered and the lack of interest when you spoke. It's not intuition, it's a clear perception. You're not imagining things. He truly is afraid of opening up again. Meanwhile, this person distracts himself with other options. He goes out, pretends he's fine, laughs and has fun, but at night, when everything quiets down, it's your image that invades his mind. He wonders why he let you go, the reasons he himself created. To justify his decisions seem increasingly fragile. Deep down, he knows he was unfair. He misses you, but he has a huge difficulty admitting it. Fear of seeming vulnerable, fear that you don't feel the same. Every time he sees a photo of you, or hears a song you used to listen to together, his heart tightens. He's trapped in his own head, fighting against what he feels, trying to convince himself to erase you from his memory. You've already noticed this behavior of his, that way he has of acting, deceptively, as if everything is fine. He said what you had wasn't serious, but that's a lie, he told himself. What he really feels is a deep connection, something he can't find in anyone else, and that terrifies him. Meanwhile, you're there dealing with the longing and uncertainty. You do your part, move forward, Try not to think of him, but still, the doubt never disappears. You wonder if he's already forgotten you. The answer is no. He can't. He imagines what things would be like if you were still together. He fantasizes about what it would be like to have you back, but doesn't have the courage to act. The brutal truth is that he knows he was wrong. He knows he could have done everything differently, but pride keeps him trapped. He watches his life from afar, like a spectator of his own story. Without the courage to change course, he watches you move on, as if there were nothing he could do about it. And meanwhile, time keeps passing. He is haunted by what-ifs and missed opportunities. He feels like he's losing the chance to correct his mistakes, that you are getting further and further away. But even so, he remains, paralyzed, waiting for something to change, waiting for a sign, a chance to redeem himself. And you are trapped in this doubt, wondering if it still matters, if there is still a chance. The answer is that this person still thinks about you. But that doesn't mean he knows how to act. He is sinking in regret, and you already knew that. He is imprisoned by regrets. It's not just a phase or a passing crisis, it's real. He constantly finds himself thinking about everything that could have been different, all the words he never said and all the moments he let slip away while you are there, maybe. Thinking that he has moved on, the truth is that he is still clinging to the memory of you both. He looks at his phone at any time of day and finds himself reliving your conversations, your laughter, but he doesn't send a message. He just watches. You felt when he pulled away, didn't you? That sudden change in him, the way. He said he needed space. Lie. What he needs is the courage to admit that you are the one who really mattered. He can't stop comparing everyone to you, but deep down he knows that no one comes close. He makes plans with other people, but the truth is he does it out of fear. Fear of opening his heart and getting hurt again. With each fake laugh, he feels more distant than it should be. He gets distracted. But when loneliness hits, it's you who occupies his thoughts. You are not just in his past, you are a part of him. Meanwhile, you continue with your life, not knowing how much he is stuck in this cycle of regrets. It is painful to realize that he could do something, but he remains immobilized, and you're not imagining it. You know somehow that he still cares. He wants to apologize. He has thought about sending you a message, but he feels small when he recalls the promises he failed to keep. The words he rehearsed in front of the mirror seem meaningless compared to what you truly deserve to hear. So, for now, he stays silent, struggling with his insecurities. You are not just anyone in his life. The truth is, he misses you. Even those simple moments between you two, the smell of your perfume, the way he felt good by your side. He is surrounded by other people, but still, he feels that something is missing. No one can fill the space you left. He knows he cannot remain like this, but he doesn't know how to get out of his own emotional labyrinth. While you try to move on, he is stuck, fighting against what he cannot change. He imagines what could have been, but the fear of the future has paralyzed him, and he continues just watching his life pass by. And now, while you are here, he is looking at your photos. He tortures himself by thinking if you have already found someone who is braver than he is, and this consumes him. He feels guilty for having left you adrift. Have you noticed how he changes at any mention of you? There is a deep sadness in his eyes that only you can see. The truth is he regrets it, and this pain is what keeps him awake at night. He didn't want to carry this weight, but he cannot help it. So all he wanted was to simplify his feelings, but the complexity of everything he feels for you is what keeps him up, dominates. He no longer wants to go to places that remind him of you, but he can't stay away from them. And you? You continue with your life, but sometimes you catch yourself thinking of him, of the conversations you had, and the promises that seemed genuine. The answer that you wanted never came, but that doesn't make the memories disappear. You felt the intensity of the connection, and that will remain etched in you no matter what happens. While you are here, he is thinking of you. It is not a doubt, it is a certainty. And you, who always knew of him, are now at a moment that seems stagnant. The truth is that he is paralyzed by fear, and it hurts. He is sunk in regret. It is not just a phase, it is a constant state of pain. He wakes up thinking of you and goes to sleep with your image in mind. While you sleep, this person is there in bed, fiddling with his phone, looking at your photos. He can't. Forget the intensity you had, that kind of connection that doesn't appear twice. He said everything was fine, that he needed time. He lied. What he really needed was the courage to face his own feelings. He is terrified because you saw him like no one ever did before, and that terrified him. The vulnerability that arose between you was something he was not prepared to handle. And you know this because you have already felt his coldness when the subject was emotion. That time you opened your heart and he just smiled but didn't respond. You were not imagining it. You knew he was struggling with something inside him. This person is with other people, seeking distractions and trying to numb the pain of your absence. He does this, but deep down, when night falls, the longing screams your name. He tries to convince himself that he is better without you, but the truth is that he can't forget the warmth of your embrace, the way you made him laugh. And even so, he takes no action. Meanwhile, you go on wondering if he thinks about you. He does, but pretends. He doesn't. He's afraid to take the step towards you, as if that would mean admitting his vulnerability, and that terrifies him. When he looks at other people, he realizes no one comes close to what you were to him, and that only increases his frustration. He feels that you deserved much more than what he offered. He knows that. He left you without answers and didn't have the courage to be clear. That consumes him. He's tried to write you messages but erases everything before sending, always afraid that they might seem inappropriate. "Hi, how are you?" Seems ridiculous after so long. He knows he's out of options. You've noticed his hesitation, haven't you? That insecurity that appears when the subject is you. He compares you to all the others. None of them come close to the depth and intensity you brought to his life, and you've realized he can't handle it. The brutal truth is that he feels you were real, while his other adventures are just empty games. He's stuck in a cycle of self-deprecation, thinking he doesn't deserve someone as special as you by his side. That makes him a spectator of his own life, just watching you live your life without him. You're moving on, rebuilding your life, and he just watches with a huge hole in his chest. He knows he lost a unique chance, and that haunts him. Deep down, he believes you've moved on. Would he have the courage to reach out to you? Sometimes he imagines a casual encounter, but in the end, he always hesitates. Meanwhile, you continue your routine, wondering if there's still a little piece of him in you, and the answer is yes. But that doesn't change the situation, because he's still paralyzed by fear. He loves you, but pride keeps him distant. He waits for a sign, an opportunity to redeem himself. But until then, you remain far from each other, trapped in a deep silence. He knows he cannot let this continue like this, but inertia is powerful. You already knew that.